We're here with head softball coach Travis Lape. They just finished up the first day of softball practice. How did it go?
You know, the first thing that we wanted to instill, the coaches met about at 4 o'clock today, and we all talked that we wanted to set tempo. We wanted a pace that was high energy, because playing at the Division II level is not a joke anymore to us. We want to take this step, and we want to be successful this spring. And by doing that is setting tempo at practice. We got to play at a high level now. Every practice has got to be high energy, high level of fundamentals, skill work. And so we started practice off with 45 minutes of a lot of just constant fundamentals on the tee, hitting, and as the drills went on, the girls got more comfortable. The system worked itself out because they got a lot of reps in a short amount of time. And so we really felt good about where we were heading. We got right onto the floor and went into some conditioning and fielding drills. And so throughout practice, I was just impressed with the tempo, with the attitude, the effort of the girls. They just came in and they really wanted to be there. And when the girls want that, it's going to be easy to coach them.
Looking at the team, there's a lot of new faces. Can you talk about some of the spots that are open and kind of, what some of the battles you have going on in the infield and the outfield?
You know, as we get into practice a little deeper, it's going to become a little more evident of who's battling who and where the positions are. We haven't set our 9 or our 10, if we use a DH. We haven't set those kids yet, so because we want practice to be competitive. We want kids to come in every day and know that they're fighting for a spot. And I don't want starters to know that they have their roles yet. And so as we get deeper into the process into January and the start of February, we'll start to develop those. But right now it's wide open. The kids came in today and just worked hard, and so I was impressed with all 14 of them that were there. We have Bailey Bauman, who's still playing basketball, and we have 2 injuries still we're suffering from. So we've still got some kids out, but really the 14 that were there came out and competed today, and I would say each one of them still have a shot at finding their spot.
Speaking of injuries, who's on the disabled list?
Right now, Tori Mull, she's still coming back from a labrum tear in her shoulder, so we're still dealing with that. She's got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. And then Janny Brilla, one of our pitchers, and then also competes at third base. She's out with a lower back issue right now that we're dealing with, a stress fracture in her lower back. So she's still out. We don't know when she's going to get approved to come back. We're hoping middle of February, but we're not sure yet.
Kind of wrapping up, even though this was the first practice, it wasn't their first activity. It sounds like you put them through quite a bit of running this morning.
Absolutely. We set a goal with the team when we left in December that they were going to come back and they were going to have a conditioning test, because playing at this level, we can't be out of shape and we have to be at the highest level as an athlete. And so we had a 300-yard shuttle, they had a 3-minute break, and then they had to run a 300-yard shuttle again. So the girls really had to bust their tail. Last Friday we tested them and only 2 of the 14 passed. And so the rest of them came in Monday morning and worked out at 6 a.m. with Coach Mathers, and then tried testing again later that day. Seven of them passed. The rest came back this morning and finished it up, and they all passed. So the stipulation was if they don't pass, they don't practice. And so lucky today I had 14 girls and not just 2 like I would have on Friday.
Sounds like it was pretty much everything you could have wanted it to be.
For the first day, absolutely. Just setting that tempo. There's definitely things that we need to clean up on the infield, the outfield drills, but really what I wanted was the attitude and the effort. The girls had to come in and want this, not just, at softball practice, I'm coming in. And so really what I was hoping for out of the first day I got. And now we're just going to continue to build and push them, because they've set the bar high for us as coaches, and now it's our job to get them to where we want them to be.
Talk about your practice schedule. You guys were in the Stewart Center tonight, but you've set up a pretty cool way for them to get a lot of at-bats in over the course of the winter.
Absolutely. The one thing that after, taking over the program last May, the one thing that I would say I reflect on is our offense just was not there. And so we're going to take that and we're going to grow with that this year. And so our off season this past fall, we spent a lot of time in the cage, a lot of hitting drills on the tee, soft toss, long tee drills. So we really pushed the kids. And now we've got to set up this basically January, this interim, that we're going to be at a facility, a hitting facility, 2 to 3 times a week, and we're going to hit for 2 hours. And then when we're back in the Stewart Center, we'll hit for an hour of practice, and then we'll go into fielding drills the rest of the hour with team activities. And so it's a neat setup in the sense that we're going to get a lot of at-bats in over the next 2 months before we prepare for our February 24th competition with Winona up in Rochester. And so we're really setting our goal for 44 days from now to be ready to play, be competitive with them.
You're not opening against an easy opponent, considering Winona, receive votes in the final poll and one of the top schools in the Northern Sun. You guys are jumping in head first.
Absolutely. We feel that the best way to do this is playing top competition in the Northern Sun. That's how we're going to be able to grade ourselves, and that's how we're going to be able, at the end of the year, look back and say, this is how far we've grown. And so no better opponent than to come out with Winona. We played them this fall and played them really well. I mean, I was very impressed with our first time out of the gate against a very good team. They have pitching depth that a lot of teams in the Northern Sun does not have. And so the coach up there does a great job with them. We're excited to be able to play them again coming this spring and hopefully see improvement from when we played them this fall.
Sounds good. Thanks, Coach.
Hey, thank you.